And we are back on the music podcast. Now, I'm very, very excited because I have a good friend of mine on the pod today. It is, of course, Mr. Connor Leckenby, someone who I've known for a long time, spoken to for a long time, but only recently met in person, as he was nominated for Best Male Artist at the Wigwam Awards and came second. But we're going to get straight into it. It's going to be overrated or underrated. Connor, let me know. I'm going to say some artists, say if they're overrated, underrated, or maybe they're rated just fine. The first artist I'm going to throw at you guys is Radiohead.
Overrated?
I would be tempted to say overrated, but ah, depends what song. Because the big ones like Creep is probably overplayed, and they hate that one. But I'll say underrated.
Supergrass.
I'm gonna go with probably underrated.
Yeah, underrated.
The Libertines.
This is going to be controversial, but I'm going to say overrated.
Oh.
I'm gonna go with just about right.
The Snuts.
Yeah,
Overrated.
I would agree.
The Raytons.
Overrated.
I would agree now. I think originally possibly not, but yeah, I think yeah.
And lastly, the Lathams.
Uh, Overrated.
Yeah.
Okay, well, pretty conclusive actually with you guys. They pretty just sharp and on it with your responses. So absolutely perfect. Now, Connor, I want to dive into you because great music deserves great conversation. The EP came out at the end of last year was absolutely fantastic. Like hearing that music, that feeling came over me of like mind, body, and spirit. It just made me feel it was incredible. So I want to just come to cover your roots, your early influences. What was the first album you ever bought?
Oh, good question. I think it was probably Sum 41. Does This Look Infected? Which I think is yeah. I mean that was the first band I ever saw live. I was 8 years old, and my dad thought that would be a great idea.
How did that go?
Pretty good. I saw him again last year. They did their final tour in Manchester, so I went back again like 25 years on or something. No, that's terrible maths. 22 years. But yeah, so that was quite surreal, really. To be fair,
100%. What's the weirdest place that you found inspiration for a song?
weirdly, a lot of the times it seems to be like when it's really like not ideal. So like you'd be in the car driving, and it's like, what am I supposed to do with this? So like one of the songs on the EP I did right by humming into my voice notes app while I was driving, and then I had to go home and work out what I was thinking. So yeah, either that or sleep is quite annoying though. You're pretty much asleep, and then you get an idea, and it's kind of like now I'm
You
awake.
get
Yeah, yeah.
I
So yeah,
think
that,
think Kevin Parker has the exact same problem from Tame Impala. I listened to an interview with him, and he said like it'll just be out on a night out, and like we'll just get like an idea for like some song, and he'll just be like in the corner of a club, like humming into his voice notes, just saying like desperately trying to get the ideas down.
yeah. If you sit with a guitar, very little happens. I think
Yeah,
it's always where you can't really do anything to facilitate an idea. I think is when
yeah.
it seems to happen.
I love that. And Connor, I've seen obviously very, very talented on the guitar. Like, I want to know what are you seeing in your head? Like when you're playing your music, are you seeing kind of shapes? Are you seeing numbers? Is it all muscle memory? Like, how does it work?
Yeah, for me, I think guitar's very much like I was always a singer before I was a guitarist almost. I think it comes from an element of repetition for me almost. I think actually writing the songs I find easier than playing the songs in some sense, if that makes any sense, I suppose. So like yeah, I would probably just muscle memory and practice, but the actual ideas I seem to be able to find a lot quicker.
Absolutely. No, that's really interesting to hear actually, and how that works. I feel like every artist is a bit different. If you could take one album from another artist and claim it as your own, what would it be and why?
Oh, that's a good question. So that could be like several different answers. What do I like? So like recently, I've sort of had a bit of an epiphany and got quite heavily into Bring Me the Horizon, which is sort of musically a little bit different to what I create. So I'm going to go along that line, and sort of their newest album, I think, is so sort of wide in sort of genres and does so many different things. I think it's kind of quite a cool way to make music because it's just so not what you'd expect song to song really to happen.
Hmm. No, I think I hear that. I really hear that. It's quite different. Maybe that's a good thing. As a musician, what's the best piece of advice you've been given, and why do you think it stuck with you?
I think it's just generally to just almost trust the process with things. Like I don't think nothing happens sort of overnight. I think it's kind of it's a lot longer of a process. I think it's just trusting the grind and putting the work in and sort of keep going really almost to an extent.
100%. 100%. And just a fun one to finish with, Connor. Like, do you have any guilty pleasure songs that would surprise me or any of your fans that you really like? Obviously, you've put
Oh,
Bring Me in
so
there, which I
many.
wouldn't have expected, but yeah, any real
So
guilty
many.
pleasure ones?
Like yeah, musically it's kind of a bit of a running joke that I can listen to most things. So like it sort of stems from Slipknot, but like I was listening to RuPaul in the car the other day, so I can go either way.
I love that. That's actually brilliant. Okay, Connor, thank you so much for that. We've got some fan questions coming in that I'm going to move over to Tom and open up to Connor as well if I can. So it's here, Tom, if you had to legally change your name to match a famous musician, who would it be and why?
Oh, what a good question. So do I have to be first name and surname?
Yes.
I just thought Miles Kane's got a cool name. Very
We
like
do like
straight to the
it.
point. Yeah,
We do like a
yeah.
bit of Miles Kane.
Or Serge from Kasabian. I think if you're
Yeah,
going coolest name, I
yeah,
think I
that's
could.
very true. And the way he dresses as well, to be fair.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love
I
that.
would be all right booking in a restaurant. What is your name? Serge. Yeah, I'll take that, Serge. I think.
I think he is the best dressed RS I can think of. I don't think anyone beats Serge in my opinion, but
Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah.
unbelievable. Right, I've got here. I'm going to ask this to Connor as well. If aliens invaded and the only way to stop them was playing a song, what song would you choose, and would it be Wonderwall? That's from Darren. I love Wonderwall.
There is a Bring Me the Horizon version of Wonderful as well now. So what song? I feel like it's got to be something pretty epic, hasn't it? Really, to fight off aliens. Maybe like I don't know something. Maybe Welcome to the Jungle. That'd be quite good.
Imagine. That's a great shout. I swear.
You could play him something like like a Snoop Dogg song or like a Bob Marley song, and hopefully they just like chill out.
Yeah,
Okay,
These
I
guys,
love
these guys are all right.
this might be one of my favorite questions ever. Ever. Like this is just absolutely brilliant. They've said here, hi guys, big fan of the podcast. Can you ask the guys to rank these legendary acts by how badly they beat you in a pub fight? Liam Gallagher, Matt Healy, Alex Turner, and Florence and the Machine.
Liam Gallagher, Matt Healy, Alex Turner, and Florence and the Machine.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like, and maybe I'm jumping the gun here, but I feel like I could probably take Matt Healy. I'd be more confident going into a fight with Matt Healy than I would Florence and the Machine.
Okay. Who comes after that?
I reckon Alex Turner's quite. Oh, is he? He went through a phase where he like bulked up a bit, didn't he?
He
But
did some like Muay Thai or something, I think.
yeah, I reckon Liam Gallagher's probably most common to having a fight. But he's a bit old now, isn't he?
Are you a fighter, Tom?
Not really, no. So I'll fancy my chances against Liam Gallagher. To be fair, actually, it would just be like one of them old like drunk men you get in the pub. It's just like you just push him over and he'd probably just go like head over heels. So I'd fight Matt Healy, Florence and the Machine, Liam Gallagher, then Alex Turner.
You've heard it here first. What a question that is. And my last one, I'm going to open up to Connor as well. This is from Jess saying, really enjoying the podcast. You always talk about how much you love artists. Who's an artist you irrationally dislike and you have no reason to?
I think it's a, it's a bit of a wild one. Probably the Beatles to an extent.
Oh
Um,
my,
I
Connor,
can
there
I
is
can see
so
that,
many
Connor.
people with
I
this
can see
list.
that, Connor. That's not that wild. I back that.
Thank you. I think it's because you get told that it's the best thing ever.
There's the hype that you're
I want to
excited
make my
about.
own decision. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I've
There's going
never
to be a
really
lot of
listened to him
comments.
enough to make a decision. So yeah, I've probably set myself up a little bit there.
Westwell?
I'm not a fan of Lewis Capaldi. I just I just don't find him. Everyone always bangs on about, how funny he is and stuff like that, and I don't find him funny, and I don't particularly like his music, and I don't know
Guys,
what
I'm
it
going to
is
say
about
now,
it.
I think you two are going to create a massive stir in our comments this week between the two of you there. But it's your opinion, and that's absolutely fine. We're going to move on to the music news and go through what's coming up. So it's been rumored that Arctic Monkeys are working on a new album. Do you think they can recover from the backlash they had from the car?
Yeah, I don't think they need to worry about that. They don't need to worry about any backlash that they've had. I think they're doing their own thing. Just let them be.
Connor,
Hope
agree
they
with
do it.
that?
Yeah, I think he's pretty much going to do what he's going to do regardless. I don't think he really is that fussed. I'm
Me
pretty,
and Westwell went to see them. I was working with them in Southampton, and Westwell, you were a bit annoyed that they were singing it. Alex was singing it half a second behind everyone else. Is
No,
that
I wasn't. I wasn't at all.
no?
No,
You
no, you
like
got
so
that.
oh, so you liked it?
Yeah, I don't think they need to do it. And yeah, it makes it a bit awkward when people are trying to sing along when they just sort of,
You think
sing
he's
it
got
kind
to
of
a
a little
point
bit
now
slower.
where
But
he's going to do it his way. He doesn't care. He's big enough, and if fans don't like it, fans don't like it. Is that kind of where you're coming from? Because he's not going to sing about being an 18-year-old being scrapping in fights in
yeah,
Sheffield anymore, is he?
no, and they got famous for doing things, for their own way and being genuine. And I think there's a lot of people that sort of in the music world aren't genuine, and I value that. And if you want to do it a certain way and that's the way you want to do it, just do it.
Connor, as an artist, is that something that you think that let's say a big record deal comes in, they go, Connor, we want you to start making this kind of pop music, and it wasn't for you. Is it something where your authenticity is really important that you protect that?
yeah, I think I'm sort of can come from that the complete other way where I think originally that I started making music that probably was more what I thought I should be making. And I think I've ended up making the sort of music that I want to make, if that makes sense. So I think yeah, I've come from that the opposite way, so I can resonate with that, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. On here, there's been a load of festival lineups ready for the summer. Can you ask the guys who's getting it right and who's disappointing? Is there any lineups you're like, wow, this is incredible, and other you're going, oh, I'm not sure.
I think
Uh,
with local to us, Victorious, with that one, there's no one there but Queens of the Stone Age.
Well, a lot of fans are excited for Kings of Leon, to be fair.
Yeah, but I think they've played it quite a few times. Like they've definitely gone big on Queens of the Stone Age and put them as like a big booking, which is cool, and I'm excited about it. But there isn't a lot else going on there.
I've looked at Reading Festival and ultimately they've got bigger budgets and is usually pretty impressive and it does look, as you'd expect, quite stacked. Connor, and there's been a lot of backlash with Glastonbury and their lineup, but is there any that stick out for you, Connor?
so I'm actually going to go to Leeds Festival on the Sunday,
Mm,
um, which, yeah, was just a day that sort of I liked pretty solid lineup, but then Limp Bizkit got added to that day as well, so I was pretty happy with that, to be fair.
absolutely, what a band as well. Okay, amazing. We're going to move on from the music news and we're going to go over to Tom Westwell's music quiz. You guys have been absolutely loving it at home. Connor, I think it's going to be me versus you in the quiz.
I'm sorry to
Nice.
disappoint you guys, but I've changed the format.
Dun, dun, dun.
You remember when we did the blind rankings? Well, we're gonna give that a little whirl again this week.
Okay.
It's gonna be male pop artists And I'm going to give you an artist, and you just tell me once it's there's 10 artists, where do they rank? But you're not going to know the next one. We've all seen TikToks of this stuff. I don't need to explain it too much. Um, let's start off with Bruno Mars.
So it's out of five, Westwell.
Out of 10. Out of
Out of
10.
10.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars. He is a talented man. I'm gonna slap him bang in six.
Six. Talented, and you're going to put him
He's
six.
very
Wow.
talented, but I know the Tom Westwell way. I know how you're gonna play your cards. Connor?
Wow, you've got me thinking. I'm gonna go with five.
Ooh.
Westwell's tracking as we go along, so I don't get away
I am
with
here.
it.
Benson Boone. That Beautiful Thing song that's quite big at the moment.
Because they're so new, I am gonna put them in nine.
I'm probably willing to say at this point, number 10.
Ooh.
I'm already liking Connor's more than my own.
Harry Styles.
Connor, you go first. I need some thinking
Yeah,
time.
yeah. So what did I say? Bruno Mars 5. I don't. He can't be higher than Bruno Mars yet, can he? Surely. Just because Bruno Mars, he does a lot of writing as well for people, doesn't he, Bruno Mars? So
Yeah.
I think just from years at it, I don't know. Actually, are we taking One Direction into account or just Harry Styles on his own?
Nah, just solo. Just solo.
Okay, okay, that does make a difference. We'll go for six. I'm going to go for six, strong six.
I'm gonna go
Wow.
seven, a harsh seven.
Wow. Very harsh. Shawn Mendes.
He's my guilty pleasure, guys. I've got to be honest. I do love, and I don't like admitting it to people for some weird reason, but I really like his music. I'm gonna go two as well.
Ooh.
I'm going to go seven.
Seven.
Connor's flew right back to her.
Ed Sheeran.
Oh, this is tough as well.
Ed Sheeran's one I hate, to be fair, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. I'd put him in 10, to be honest with you.
Oh my goodness. I don't know whether to go one or three. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
three. I'm gonna go three.
yeah. I think I'm probably inclined to do the same.
Fair enough, fair enough. Even across the board there. Lewis Capaldi.
We know
He
where you
has
think.
to, he
Yeah,
has to
Lewis
go eight.
Capaldi's down the bottom.
He has to go eight for me, unfortunately. Sorry,
All
Lewis.
right.
Uh, I'll go nine.
I'm apologising like he's going to be listening to this, Connor. I'm like,
Well, you never know, you never know. James Arthur.
10.
Yeah, yeah, probably. Have I done eight? Have I used eight?
You've
Yeah.
not you eight's still available for you there, Connor. Yeah,
James Alfred eight.
cool. Zayn,
What's the lowest I've got left as well?
5.
Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, five.
The
Oh.
lowest you can go, Connor, is 4. So
Oh, is it? Oh no, I've had a nightmare. Um, four it is.
Justin Bieber.
Oh,
Oh no,
I've
now
I've
now
really really messed this up. What's the lowest I can go as well?
Lowest you can go is 4.
Slot it in.
in the grand scheme of things, he's got to be quite high though. I'm gonna go
I'd
two.
have put him high, yeah, I'd have
I'm
put
gonna
him up
go
there.
two. He's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
around for a long time.
Don't get
Right,
me
the
wrong.
lot
I do like his music, and back in the day at college, it was incredible. I can't remember the last time I've gone. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to some JB now. It's been, but don't get me wrong. Things are good eyes. Not. I don't hate putting him in for.
last one. And you've only got one left for both of you. So I'm gonna put the Kid Leroy at top of your lists.
Good, good. That's what I would have done.
I
Fair. I
wouldn't
feel
have
like
done
I feel
that.
like Josh wouldn't have, but fair enough.
I knew Westwell was going to throw a curveball in there. I knew it.
Oh, that's a poor list from you, Josh.
Yeah, that's not gone as I thought. Connor,
No,
are
no,
you
no.
happy with your list? Is that okay?
Yeah, it's all right. It could have been better, could have been worse.
He's done decent, to be fair. Right, before we get into the song reviews, I am going to do my music marketing breakdown of the week. My music marketing genius this week is Katie Baser. I think her storytelling and her promo is incredible. She recently broke her leg. She's done her promo of her song around that. She's got paid actors in, or might just be friends, but it's funny, it's educational, it's entertaining, and it's really relatable, and it's building hype. And I think when people are begging for that music, it is a really powerful place to be in. And it's very raw lyrics from her, but really good lesson for independent musicians listening at home. Right, we're going to move on to the last segment, and that's going to be reviewing some of your great music that you've put in. So how this works is I'm going to put the song and artist in the chat. Connor and Tom are going to mute themselves, go listen to the track on Spotify, come back and let us know what they think. So the very first one that we have is a song called Forbidden Love, and the artist is um, Ashen Warrior. So you guys are going to go take a look. Sorry, it's called I Can't Sleep. Sorry, I was got it wrong. Song name is I Can't Sleep by Ashen Warrior. These guys are going to take a listen, and I'm going to tell you all about the song whilst they're going to do that. And as always, we've asked you guys to put in any questions you'd like to ask from the podcast, which we will go through whilst the boys are listening. So, fellas, you go off and take a listen. I'll put it in the chat for you. And I'm going to tell everyone about I Can't Sleep by Ashen Warrior. So this song is about a forbidden love. That is the song description that they've put in. Um, we ask all of our artists that hand in music to give us a topical question about the music industry they would like to talk on the podcast. And they said, "How long have you got? Dot dot dot." Plenty of time. Obviously, we've done this for, I think we're 55 episodes in now. The support we've got on the podcast has been amazing. The support on YouTube, TikTok, it's been brilliant. But yeah, Spotify seems to be the main place where you guys are interacting, listening, and hopefully getting a lot from what we do and how we do it. So yeah, we're really pleased with that and how we work. If you're a musician listening at home and you're like, I want to get my song reviewed, you're brave enough, you want to go the guys to give some comments back from another independent musician, talented like Connor, and normally Tom Squared on here, then get it in and let us know. Right, I'm going to call the boys back. They've had a quick little listen. Connor, Tom, what do we think? I Can't Sleep. Thoughts and feelings.
I'm back. I like that one. I really did like that. I thought the production on it was great. The sort of the layering and all the synths and all the little sort of intricacies that are going on. There's some sort of like pads that are sort of just playing away there. And then when the drums kicked in, it's kind of like like glitchy sort of drum sounds, which are they're quite cool. Gave me sort of like Pink Panther-esque vibes.
Mm.
But
For me,
I don't know.
like
Only thing,
I love doing these song reviews because Tom, you'll go through and go, I can hear this sound and this bit, and I look at these songs as a feeling rather than breaking it down.
yeah.
So it's really interesting. You're actually picking it apart and going, yeah, this is what I see.
I like the technical aspects of it. I did think that it kind of it sounded great and it's very, very chill. And maybe it doesn't need it, but I would have liked a little bit more sort of like direction. I would have liked to have something that maybe like went towards something rather than just um it sort of just felt like it was like a beautiful like soundscape and everything like that, but it just kind of was there. Maybe that's all they wanted, but I would have liked to have a little bit maybe more drive working towards something, but I didn't get a full listen, so who knows? It might have actually been there.
Absolutely. And Connor, what was your feelings?
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was quite sort of reminded me of quite early Subtract.
Mm.
It was that kind of vibe, which I really like the layering and the way the vocal doesn't immediately come in and it sort of filters through. But yeah, I mean, I think I kind of want to listen to the full thing at some point. So definitely, I think I'll leave that one open and come back to it for sure, just to see, like you say, if it does have that sort of climax towards
Absolutely.
the end.
Absolutely. Wicked. Right, I put the next song in. It's Andrew Darby, I'll Feel It Again, for the guys to go away and take a little listen to. They'll mute themselves and go away and have a listen. I'm going to tell you all about it. The song description is you never know who's truly a friend or an enemy. already that's enticing me into what this song is about. And it's about kind of during their experiences at uni, it's the emotional impact of relationships and life had on themselves. It was part of a life project, using my music as a self-reflection journal through the good, the bad, the ugly, and the times. So it'll be exciting for the guys to go and take a listen. The question they've asked is how to get more live shows. Now, for me, there's two answers to this. Number one is you go out, you build relationships, and you network and leverage a good deal. If you want shows locally, make sure you're under the local radio, make sure you're in the local paper, you're pushing it, you're talking it, regional, national, you move up that ladder. But actually, over on a bigger sense, which I say to artists, is once you've got 1,000 engaged fans, streaming every song, sharing every post, buying every bit of merch, they'll come to you. Promoters will be knocking at your door, labels, managers, agents. So if you were going to put all your time and energy in something, everyone spends all their time scrolling. I'd be on social media, I'd build 1,000 engaged fans, and then I think you would get more live shows because promoters, they'll go, right, he's got a fan base, they're really keen. I'm going to book him because they're going to come to the shows because they're thinking money. And that's the reality of the music industry, whether you're the venue, whether you're the promoter, manager, booking agent, they want to make money. And if you've got that active audience that really love what you do, that's how you're going to scale them to bring them in. Right, I'm going to bring the boys back, and they're going to tell me what they think. Connor, Tom, you've had a little listen. Andrew Darby, I feel again. How are you feeling about it? What are your thoughts and feelings?
I don't really know what to say about that one.
Left you speechless.
I wouldn't go that far. No, it's good. Good track. Well put together. I liked the vocals on it. They're very crisp, very clear. Um, yeah, gave me sort of early Nav vibes. I don't know if anyone remembers Nav from like,
Now you've said that, actually, I do kind of agree.
yeah. Very like maybe the drums could have done a bit more, maybe a little bit more in sort of sound choice, and it sounded like they were kind of quite basic sort of drum samples and synths and stuff going on. But apart from that, really well put together. And there is the basis there of an artist that probably can go very far. I love the vocals at the start. It was like almost had like a male and female sort of overgoing each other.
Hmm.
I really liked that. So there's a lot of like ability there. But
It's quite nice when you get that male and female
yeah.
voices together on a
Like the
track.
duet, yeah,
It is quite cool.
definitely.
Connor, thoughts?
Yeah, I'd agree. I think it was again slightly different to the other track. I think it felt very sort of current almost with
Hmm.
stylings. I think for pop stuff. Um, yeah, that was really good.
When you're making a song yourself, Connor, do you ever think, oh, I could see this being played in the car or in this setting or that? Is that something you ever feel or think about when you're playing, or is that something that's not even in your mind at that point?
I think it's kind of. I think I've kind of got into place now where I kind of make music that I'd like to listen to myself almost.
Yeah.
Because I think if you're not making music for at least yourself to like, it kind of who are you who are you making it for? It's almost quite easy to get trapped into making the complete opposite to what you would probably want to do. So I think yeah, I always think would this be good in the gym? Like
Mm.
I always listen to music in the gym, so I'm like for me it makes sense to would this help?
I love that. What a great way of putting it. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, right. Our last one, guys. This is KTE Key, with Gluttony for the guys to go and take a listen to. And I will tell you what it's all about. So this song is about, yeah, you never truly know your friends or your enemy. And the question they want to talk about is licensing music. Now, I thought I knew about licensing music. I do a monthly webinar on the LMS UK Discord. It's completely free. Anyone can go and join it from the LMS UK Instagram bio. And I had an expert on from licensing. It blew my mind. Blew my mind, the things that she's done. She came on there, she went, every artist, if they don't have a record label themselves or a record label, they need to organize themselves with PRS and PPL. They need to get all of their kind of paperwork done. They need to act as if they're their own label. If they're playing live, they're claiming back because this is all money that can go in. And it's a really interesting thought that Jeff from Big Hug Management taught me when we were doing a networking event. He said, the way I should treat licensing music and treat their songs as if it's their pension. You put your pennies away now, it's not much. those songs might get placed later, might go in certain places, and boom, and it's there. So really protect it with everything and really protects your rights of music as well. But if you guys want to listen to that, it is on YouTube. If you search for LMS UK licensing music, you can watch the whole 30-minute clip back, and it is incredible, absolutely incredible. And you can also watch some of the other episodes of the music podcast whilst you're there, which I really recommend that you do. Right, going to get the boys back. They've had a small listen. Guys, what do we think?
Hello. Who wants to go first? I'll take it away then, guys. No, I didn't think I was gonna like it, and I'll be honest with you, but I did really like that. It's not my go-to genre of music. It's not at all that, but I liked it. I thought when it started and the beat sort of started, it was very repetitive. But then as you start listening to it, it hits that genre very well, and that sort of it gave me very like sort of like trap, like Migos sort of trap sort of sounds when that was at its sort of that peak in sort of maybe the mid 2010s. It's very like Atlanta, and if you know if you listen to sort of like hip hop stuff, you know like Atlanta has a lot of Atlanta has a lot of sort of like repetitive sounds, very hypnotic, and I got that in there, and it sounded like it should sound for that type of song, and it's great. And I thought the vocal performances were great. So
When
yeah,
we were in
fantastic.
our younger days, Westwell, getting ready to go
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
out, you would be listening to Migos, you'd be listening to all that kind of
yeah, yeah.
style.
Gucci Mane and stuff like that, and I loved it. And yeah, yeah, maybe not my cup of tea anymore, but you know, when that was at its peak, it was big, and that's a great like version of that, and yeah,
It's funny
well
how
put
music
together.
tastes, you mature as you get older, you like different things.
Yeah, it's not about maturing; it's about just discovering different things and liking different stuff, and
It
yeah,
can be
kind of
quite
where.
nostalgic sometimes listening back to old songs you've not
Oh
listened
yeah,
to
yeah.
and been
I
like,
keep
oh, I
seeing that.
remember
I
I
keep
listen
seeing
to
the little
Pitbull and I think of like Xanthi or something. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I don't know if you've seen the memes, but it's like it'll take like some clip for the like it's got like the introduction, you know, Saving Private Ryan, where we're all coming in on the boats. It's got that, and then it's like me and the boys turning up for the summer with somebody playing with Fetty Rat playing on the JBL speaker, and it's like the scene from Saving Private Ryan with just that song like Trap Queen playing over the top of it. It's brilliant. So yeah, a little
Brilliant.
bit of nostalgia is great.
Absolutely. Connor, what's your thoughts, mate? This is, you're known for your indie, your pop punk. This is a bit out of that. Is it
Yeah,
something you resonate with?
it's not a sort of it's not a genre I would particularly listen to, but I think yeah, I can definitely appreciate that it fits into that genre really well, and I think it was done really well. The production seemed very good on it. Having a look, I think the artist, he's producer as well. I had a little look as I was listening, and yeah, I think it was just really good. It was polished. It was solid. I thought the vocal
Yeah,
was tight as well.
yeah, so it's like yeah, put together really well. So yeah,
Yeah.
that like the vocal and everything, the vocals and all of that were just yeah, spot on.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So that's our song reviews for today. Connor, what a time to be alive. What a great EP that is. For people that love your music, people that are listening to you on the podcast today, what is coming up in 2025? What can they get excited about?
So I'm in a bit of a weird place at the minute. I suppose I think everything's sort of building to the EP the back end of last year, and it's kind of like I sort of got that sort of phase out of my system, so to speak. So I think I'm kind of in a starting to write sort of phase again. I think probably he says, but yeah, I've just moved house and I've got quite a load of stuff going on early on in the year. So I think it'll probably be sort of mid to back end of the year again. But hopefully, get in the studio this year is the plan.
Amazing. I know there's a lot of people out there after the EP. I mean, you had people from 90 countries listen to it. You had, thousands and thousands of streams. So people are obviously wanting more, which is just incredible to hear. Mate, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you today. Thank you so much for coming on. Westwell, what do we say?
Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for your time, and tune in next week where we will do more of the same business again, I guess.
Ciao. Thank you, guys.
Bye.